find the missing side. So the Pythagorean Theorem only works with right angle triangles. And so the Pythagorean Theorem formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the two lines attached to the right angle are labeled A and B. And then the longest line on the opposite side of the right angle is labeled C and is called the hypotenuse. So if we had a right angle here, we could put A, B, and then C. So this is our hypotenuse. This is our right angle. And so then in order to remove a squared symbol, take a square root of each side. So for instance, a squared, how do you remove the square? You just put it in a square root and take the square root, and then you're left with just a. So let's now look at an example. Example 1. Find the length of C in the diagram below using the Pythagorean theorem. So we remember that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So what we first do is we're going to plug in these numbers. So we have a 3 and a 36. So we would go 3 squared plus 36 squared equals c squared. Now the first thing we're going to do is actually take the square root of each of these numbers, and then we'll add them together. So we get 3 times 3, which is 9. Now 36 times 36 is equal to 1,296. So let's go ahead and add those together. So we'll just add 9, and we get 1,305. Now, to remove this square, we're going to take the square root, and what we're going to do is actually do it to both sides. Because whatever we would do to one side, we have to do to the other. So now we're left with just C on the right, and then we need to take the square root of this number. So we'll just use our square root symbol, which is highlighted right here in the upper right hand corner. And we get 36.12. And then this has been in feet. So our side C is 36.12 feet. And then to confirm, the hypotenuse is always the longest line. So it is longer than 36 and 3. So let's look at another example. Example 2. Find the length of x in the diagram below using the Pythagorean theorem. So we know we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, what we're trying to find is actually b squared. So let's go ahead and fill this in, because this is our a and this is our c. So we have 2 squared plus b squared equals 24 squared. So we'll get our calculators out and go 24 times 24, which is equal to 576. So we have 576 on the right-hand side, 4 plus b squared. Because 2 raised to the second power is just 2 times 2, which is 4. Next, we need to get b squared on its own, like we've done before with getting all the variables on one side. So we're just going to go ahead and subtract on both sides of 4. This gets rid of it here. And then we'll go minus 4. And we're left with 572. So then the next thing will be is to take the square root of this, because we have 572 and we need to take the square root on both sides. This gets us to just b on the left hand side. So we'll take the square root and we get 23.92. As it was 916, so we'll round to the nearest hundredth. And this is also in feet. So this is the length of side B,